This lock and chain are representative of something very important. This lock and chain represents bondage and entrapment. This lock and chain is representative of what we're seeing in the sport of boxing. We're going to talk about something very briefly that has taken place, and we are mired in the circumstances around this particular subject. This is Stormy B-Man. Welcome to Loon Coon Buffoonery, Part 19, when boxers adopt diva mentality. What does that mean, boxers adopting diva mentality? Well, first and foremost, to understand what the state of the game is presently, we are no longer seeing fighters coming together to compete best versus the best circumstances. We're seeing guys who exist with a sense of entitlement, and especially for those who have been paid very well in the sport, being at the top. Now, when we talk about being called a diva, what does that really mean? Being called a diva in today's present time of boxing as a fighter that is at the top of the sport is someone who is difficult to please and who also finds it difficult to please the boxing public, as if they are very special or important. We're seeing it time and again. There are many who we could name under these circumstances of being called a diva, but there is one thing that they all have in common. These fighters who have become divas have had built-in rivalries and have neglected to step up to the plate of competition, and so therefore their temperamental and difficult to please aspects of their approach to their careers have been unsettling. Each of the fighters that you see pictured here, whether it be Anthony Joshua in the heavyweight division, Shakur Stevenson in the lightweight division, Ryan Garcia at the junior welterweight, and Tank Davis at the lightweight division. All of these men have had opportunities for legacy-defining moves and have found ways to move away from those opportunities, only to look and seek for personal gratification and exploitation, and at the same time being paid mightily as a result. I am not an advocate of watching pockets for the fighters. In the case of Shakur Stevenson, we have seen him become a 3-division champion, but not take on the best at each division in which he's campaigned. The recent debacle between a half-soft negotiation for Devin Haney's undisputed title spoke volumes about where he really wanted to be. Ryan Garcia has displayed on a consistent basis a knack for trying to build and make fights and then pulling out of them. We've seen Gervonta Tank Davis have a rivalry with his contemporaries, those two men that I just mentioned being in his division along with Haney, and he hasn't looked to fight those gentlemen. All of those fights for him, we're talking about 4 matches that he could have legacy built within those, and he chose not to, going back at least 5 years. Then we have Anthony Joshua, a man in the heavyweight division out of the UK who not only had a solid backing from the UK and was promoted well, but he had built rivalries all set and ready for himself. When you talk about the likes of King Kong Ortiz, that would have been a great fight for Joshua to show his prowess, especially since Ortiz was ducked by the previous administration that held the titles in Vladimir Klitschko. And then we dare not mention the ill-fated thought of he facing his contemporary in Deontay Wilder, a fight which many fans had wanted to see years ago but never came to fruition because Joshua really doesn't want the fight, and the people who handle his career don't want the fight. So what is to happen if boxers keep with the diva attitude? Boxing is going to suffer immensely, but you're going to see a new wave of fighters take over, and you won't be happy about that. This is Stormy B-Man. Shout out to the mighty LDBC and Liberated Perspective, a third eye view of the world. For more content such as this, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Let me know your thoughts. Peace to everyone out there, and everyone please remain safe.